Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to announce the Kennedy Prize for the Journalist of the Year to go to the person whom I, as one, believe it should. Nick McKenzie, 60 Minutes, The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald.
Breaking Bad.
Someone implicated in human trafficking.
Brothels, drugs, and dirty money.
Bundles of cash coming out of a plastic bag.
Crown's deep underworld connections.
Do you think Crown cares that some of its junket operators are known organised crime figures? The power of the dollar.
Macau is an operating hub for the triads, and it's here they run certain junkets, the businesses that lure the big gamblers, the whales, to the casinos, and collect their debts when things go bad. For years, Australian policing agencies have watched Asian crime bosses wash their dirty money through certain junkets. But then things changed, as some of those same junkets began operating in Australia.
This is a story which exposes one of the Labor Party's faceless men, Adam Somyurek. He's a Victorian Cabinet Minister on Labor's national executive and a factional kingpin.
Our little operation, the acrimonious as it was, has been very successful. I think we've got to take over that branch easily.
Great.
I mean, branch stacking was a common practice. It was a common way of winning ALP disputes internally. It was about getting giant ethnic communities to join up en bulk.
Good evening from afar in Melbourne, lockdown, semi-lockdown still. I just want to start by saying a massive congratulations first to my fellow finalists, Kate McClymont and Sharry Markson, both tremendous, formidable journalists. I still get nervous when I see Kate McClymont's number pop up on my mobile phone. It's a bit like being in a car and you see a cop car behind you and you wonder what you've done wrong. And Kate McClymont's a friend. Sharry Markson, an amazing journalist. I've been the subject of a few front page Sharry Markson stories. I can tell you it's a lot nicer to be a finalist in this award with Sharry Markson than being the subject of a Sharry Markson front page. It's a bit of a miracle I'm even here. When I first told my Jewish mother that I wanted to be a journalist, she was absolutely horrified. She would introduce me as follows. This is my son, Nick. His twin brother is a lawyer. And in fact, she was right at the start. My first year in journalism was an absolute stinker. I was an ABC cadet. The cameraman in the building nicknamed me Brownfinger due to their belief that every story I touched turned to shit. But I was sent to Wagga Wagga to the bush to learn my craft, and I learned probably one of the key rules of journalism, which is that nothing happens by yourself. You rely on a great team around you, and I really, really want to just pay tribute to the journalists and producers around me who made these stories come to life. Joel Tozer and Grace Tobin, my producers, formidable journalists in their own right, great filmmakers, taught me as a newspaper man a rule that I seemingly have not learned in many, many years, which is you need pictures to make television. Who would have thought? I want to say a massive, massive big thank you to Kirsty Thompson, the EP of 60 Minutes. She bravely stuck by these stories despite them being newspaper stories on the face and stories that would cop a fair bit of corporate or legal blowback. But she stood strong and drove me and Joel and me and Grace to do these 60 Minutes pieces, and I'm so, so grateful for her support. They did not rock the foundations of the free world, but the stories were still pretty good. I really want to thank as well from The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, James Chessel and Michael Batchelard. Without their support, their constant support behind the scenes in the face often of legal threats and other pressures, then these stories would not occur, and I couldn't do my work without James and Batch and others at The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald standing beside me. I'd be remiss not to pay tribute to the support of Crown Resorts and really Crown's key corporate partners, the Chinese triads, a sex trafficking gang, and the Mossad agent who James Packer allegedly hired to threaten an associate. In all seriousness, though, I most especially want to pay my respects and to acknowledge the confidential sources and the whistleblowers who made all these stories come to light. Firstly, Jenny Zhang, she was a relatively junior Crown employee in China, made the really, really brave decision to go on camera and tell her story about working for Crown. All she copped from that was initially a big bucket of shit from Crown in the form of full-page ads that questioned her motives and questioned her integrity. But due to her bravery, she made us, or helped us make a good piece or a great piece of television, and to, more importantly, hold Crown Resorts to account. I really want to say thank you to the confidential sources who helped us tell the Somyurek Labor Party political corruption story. Again, really, really brave people who risked a hell of a lot to help me and my producers and fellow journalists do our job. Without them, the story simply could not have happened. And lastly, I want to just say my massive thanks to my really good friend, Dusty Miller. Dusty is the SAS medic who I've written about a number of times now. Dusty helped expose a war crime and blow the whistle on a colleague. Dusty is probably one of the bravest people I know. He's not only served his country in Afghanistan a couple of times, he came back to Australia and spoke up and spoke out despite the risks of massive blowback. Dusty has good days and bad days. His good days, we have a beer together and talk about what he's experienced. The bad days, he ends up in a psych ward. But without the bravery of people like Dusty and the other whistleblowers, my journalism would be for naught. So a big thanks to them. Congratulations to all the finalists and winners tonight, and have a great evening. Thank you.